The SSSniperWolf situation where she doxed Jack Films, make no mistake about that, she outright doxed him, is well known across the internet by now. However, as of yesterday, it has taken an even worse turn. So for those of you unaware with the situation, let me just give you a very quick, very brief recap. So SSSniperWolf is one of YouTube's most golden people. They will go out of their way to protect him and defend her. These types of people can get away with damn near everything. We've seen very similar stuff over with Twitch, where someone like Pokimane, for example, can just do whatever she wants, drop N-bombs like there's no tomorrow, and then go and take a mental health break. Or when someone like Nadia, who is famous for cheating at Call of Duty, can also dox a person, spell their name out live on stream to thousands of viewers and only be suspended for 2 hours.
Now, to stop any further doxing, we have bleeped out the name Nadia stated on her stream, but this is the clip where it happened now.
It's $5 or more, because usually people will donate $1 to me and they'll hate. So I just want to say, Daddy Slayer, I know you used your name as Daddy Slayer, and you said, enjoy using cheats. But what you don't know is that when you send me money on PayPal, it actually gives me your full name. So thank you for the $1 dono. For whatever reason, you find actual time to do something in your fucking life, because now you look like a fucking idiot. Again. And then space, if anyone wants to know. Thank you for the $1 dono. Appreciate that. That will go towards my McDonald's Happy Meal fund. Appreciate that again, man.
My point there is that SSSniperWolf, she is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this problem on the internet, but she seems to be the one that's pushed it too far. She's one of YouTube's golden girls. She makes god-awful content that is just stealing people's content. She crops out their watermarks, all that type of stuff. I mean, if you haven't heard about it, you can go check out the Actman's video about it. I do recommend that, even though the Actman has kind of lost his mind over the last, year or so with some incredibly bizarre takes on video games. But he has a really good video on SSSniperWolf and reaction content as a whole. Fast forward to Jack Films, a YouTube channel that does a lot of original content actually, and has gone out of their way to criticize SSSniperWolf, and there is a lot to criticize about, and she sees this as a threat. Listen, let me make this crystal clear. Absolutely nothing is above criticism, and being criticized for your stealing of other people's work and uploading it and generating hundreds of thousands of dollars for yourself and YouTube, yeah, that is not at all harassment. At no stage does he harass this woman. All he does is criticize her terrible, stolen, shitty content, which then resulted in SSSniperWolf doxing Jack Films by taking a photo of his house and posting it on her Instagram story to her 5 million followers. Now, of those 5 million followers, you know damn well there's a whole bunch of crazy ass simps in there that are prepared to do anything for their queen that is probably being fucking railed by like 14 people as I speak right now, in the hope that maybe, just maybe, one of these weirdo simps will get a smell of a crumb of pussy and they're prepared to go and do some weird ass shit. Doxing is never the answer. It never has been. It never will be. Doxing is one of the worst crimes you can commit on the internet. It's an unwritten rule. You do not dox and you do not abuse the copyright system. Those are probably the two things up there, doxing by far being the worst. So this all happened 3 or 4 days ago, and ever since then, people have been asking for YouTube to take some type of action. Instead, she's continued to go about her business like nothing ever happened. These are her most recent videos. She has been ratioed on all 4 of her most recent videos, which is a fantastic sight to see. But make no mistake about it, she has committed something terrible over here. This man and his wife are now in danger because SSSniperWolf is incapable of taking any form of criticism, even though when the criticism is perfectly valid. Keep in mind, again, she steals people's content, pre-writes down her reaction, and just sits down and goes, oh my god, this is absolutely crazy. Wow, I can't believe he just did that. And uploads that, and that's considered content these days. The absolute state of these people is a fucking joke within itself. And then a couple of days ago, there was a video created by a YouTube channel which I've just recently started following. I think his name is Kavos. We did a reaction to his video over on my gaming podcast, which is over on my gaming channel. And he broke down the situation very, very well and explained it in incredible detail just how messed up this woman actually is. And what has happened from this is YouTube has age restricted his video. YouTube has sided with SSSniperWolf doxing Jack Films. Now, this isn't even the end to the situation, but just to focus on this for a moment, when a video gets aid restriction, it's basically cut off at the knees. It's completely lost its reach, so they're, in a way, suppressing this information of what SSSniperWolf did, even though it is well known by now. And while all that was going on, there was an older video brought up of SSSniperWolf on Omegle where she was asking underage boys to twerk for her in exchange for her showing them her tits, which she never actually showed her tits, by the way, so what a fucking ripoff. Instead, she was on there getting boys to twerk for her. And now that video has now been taken down from Twitter, even though once something's up there, you can find it anywhere. It's not that hard to look for. But now this is where the situation takes an awful turn, and we can see just how much that YouTube is siding with SSSniperWolf by changing rules on the fly to make sure that she does not get her channel deleted and that she is protected. Just have a look at this. So here we have Real Sully G. Just talked to YouTube support and wow, they changed their approach. They're actively changing rules to protect SSSniperWolf. YouTube no longer cares about its creators and it's unacceptable. I would argue they haven't cared for the 99.9% of their creators for a long time. But here it is. So hi, I just have a quick community guidelines question. Sure, what is it? I'll do my best to help. So someone on YouTube has been making jokes about me. Am I allowed to drive to their house, post their address on my Instagram, and incite my followers to do the same, since I'd be doing it off the platform, meaning off YouTube? Regarding on the things that you do outside of YouTube platform, I apologize as I cannot provide any details since YouTube is not allowed to meddle if it's outside of our scope. That is bullshit right there, and we have a lot of examples that we can all point to as to why that's bullshit. They then go on to say, it'll be up to your own discretion what you'll do with them outside the YouTube platform. So it wouldn't necessarily be against terms of service to do so. Yes, since it'll be outside of YouTube's scope. So basically they are now saying that just because you did something outside of YouTube, it will no longer affect you on YouTube, which is ridiculous. I mean, it wasn't even that long ago that Russell Brand was demonetized on YouTube for allegations that as of this recording haven't even gone to court yet. That was off platform, and look at the action they've taken against him. When the Act Man was having that whole drama with Quantum TV and his mother was brought into it and there were some doxings with there, and YouTube sided with Quantum TV very briefly, well, I guess so in the long run, but there was a moment when they were siding very strongly with Quantum TV. The Act Man then made a joke about this situation on Twitter. And I don't think I can stress enough just how clearly this is a joke. With YouTube's new policy changes that will allow doxing and invasion of my privacy, I am fully allowed to make these videos. Please stay tuned for the newly generation of advertiser-friendly content. He was making jokes about how it seems to be okay with just doxing people on YouTube now, but yet he was the one being punished, even though his mother was the one that was contacted by Quantum. He made a joke about this, and his channel did end up being demonetized, even though it was eventually restored because enough people made enough noise. Now, again, I'm not really the Act Man's biggest fan, but this situation was wrong for him to be demonetized when he was totally in the right and done nothing wrong. So he can make what is very clearly a joke on Twitter, which is off the platform of YouTube, and he is demonetized. We have seen people's channels be deleted because of stuff that has happened off the platform of YouTube. So no, I absolutely do not buy YouTube's excuse that just because you do something off the platform, it has no ramifications and no consequences for on the platform of YouTube. That is absolutely ridiculous. So here we have a tweet saying, "Hello Team YouTube, I have a question about the platform," to which they reply saying, "Mind sharing more context about your concerns so we can point you in the right direction?" They then follow up with their question, which is, if content that is posted on another platform violates YouTube's community guidelines, can this lead to your YouTube channel being taken down? For example, if there's an external link to the content posted on the channel. As a YouTuber creator, you should remain responsible for both on and off the platform. If we see a creator's on and off platform behavior harms our users, community, employees, or ecosystem, we might take action to protect the community. Well, there you have it right there. So we have contradicting statements. On one hand, we have people saying like, no, if you do something off platform, it doesn't matter. While on the other hand, we have YouTube saying, no, if you do something off platform that harms other people, then yeah, we have a responsibility to take care of our creators, ecosystem, and community. Now make no mistake about this, SSSniperWolf is being protected by YouTube. Like I've mentioned earlier in this video, she is not the only one to be protected on these other types of social media platforms, you know, Pokimane with Twitch and all that type of stuff. And if you want to know why these types of people get this protection, it simply comes down to this, right? It comes down to how much money they can make and how much money they are pulling into the platform, right? It's a sad state of affairs that this is where we're at. SSSniperWolf has doxed someone to 5 million people. What an absolute disaster this is going to end up being for YouTube. People are not going to forget about this situation. I do not see YouTube going out of their way to do anything. They're going to try and sweep this under the rug, and people are going to keep bringing it up, and it's just going to be an ongoing back and forth. We'll have to see how this one all plays out. But I do not see a situation where YouTube takes any time of action against her. What I think will happen is she is going to have a mental health break, and then she'll come back like nothing ever happened.